Hey guys, it's Arturo here. Well, today I'm gonna do that video about Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, another thing I wanna make it. Well, the show's kind of like Superman and Pokemon together, kind of. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, so Dragon Ball Z. Well, first have to start with his father Bardock. Both. Goku's father Bardock is actually a Saiyan. He had a crew that destroyed planets with a guy named Frieza, and the guy hired them. Frieza hired them, but then he was afraid of them, so he killed them all. Well, except for Goku and a guy named Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, Goku's brother. Okay, so a few years later, a guy named Grandpa Gohan found Goku. They met a teenager named Bulma, and then a guy named Master Roshi, a shape-shifting pig, a guy named Yamcha. Not Yamcha. Okay, so this is the poster. Dragon Ball Z has every character ever made. So I got. Okay, so Dragon Ball Z is it was made by a guy named Toriyama. Yeah, and I, and and then Goku's brother came, but then when he met a guy named King Piccolo. He killed him, and then there was actually a sequel after that. I think that was a movie, but then he met a guy, the Red Ribbon Army, and um, and then a few years later, he fell in love with the woman. We actually met him when he was a kid, but he doesn't remember her, and she gets mad. Okay, so if you haven't seen the video of the tour of my house, part 1, you should see that one has my house. You don't have to if you don't want to. And, well, you want to know more about Goku, you could research it, or, like, play games. I'll show you them at the ending. Okay, so let's continue. And then, he met lots of people, and then, gaining Raditz, his brother came, and then he knew that he was a alien, a Saiyan, and then two other Saiyans, Vegeta and Nappa. Oh, but that time Goku died. He had a son named Gohan because he killed his grandpa. He didn't know that until Vegeta and Nappa came, because he turned into a giant ape. That wasn't him anymore. It was named Uzaru. Oh, I think that's Chinese for ape, I think. I don't know. And, yeah, and then he turned into an ape because he had a tail when he was a kid, but no longer. But his son now has a tail, but then until they cut it, he was able to turn into an ape. So, yeah. And then Goku had to go to a doctor. He was afraid of needles. I mean, who isn't afraid of needles? I'm super afraid of needles and shots. I'm afraid of those things. I mean, they say it won't hurt, but it does. Not cool. That's lying. And oh yeah, and then the teenager, Bulma, that was her name. She was a scientist, and then she built a time machine, no, a spaceship, not a time machine, for Gohan and Krillin. That's Goku's one of his best friends. I forgot to mention. Sorry about that. I'm not very good at keeping of thing of remembering stuff. And Piccolo, well, he was a good guy, but then he died in the same saga, so did Nappa, but Vegeta lived. And then they had to go to the space because a guy named Kami is actually part of Piccolo, so if one of them dies, they both die, and so do the Dragon Balls, but they need them to bring their friends back to life. But then Frieza follows, and almost everybody died. But there was somebody that helped them, and there was another person named Nail. And well, lots of people there. Well, the Ginyu Force. There's the Ginyu Force. And then Frieza had a crew named the Ginyu Force. And so yeah. And then he had but before that, Vegeta became a good guy. But he had to fight two people that were for Frieza, named Zarba and Dodoria. But then Goku got on a spaceship and went to save his friends. So yeah. And then he was able to fight Frieza and became a Super Saiyan. Well, everybody died. But when Krillin died, Goku became a Super Saiyan. And he learned an attack when he died by a guy named, what was his name again? King Kai. Like Dragon Ball Z Kai. There's a show called Dragon Ball Z Kai. Has some stuff that Dragon Ball Z didn't have. But with other stuff, different voices. Well, the same people, but they had different voices. I don't know why. And let me think. Oh yeah, and then there was the Red Ribbon Army came back. Well, a guy named Dr. Gero made that team, I think, and then he made androids. One of them became good. Her name was Android 18, and Krillin fell in love with her. You. Well, you guys might not think it's gross, but I do. So, if you don't think it's gross, well, go put that in the comments. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, what else happened? There was an ultimate android named not Android. His name was Cell, but there was another android actually turned good. His name was Android 16. There was a other one that was the brother of Android 18. His name was Android 17. So you can see there. But then there were movies. Okay, so I think it was after that, but then Goku died, but then Gohan became a Super Saiyan 2, and then Goku then was training, and then he became a Super Saiyan 2, but then he had another son named Goten, so you could see the name has Goten, so this is Go-10, so like Go number 10, but without the number. But without the word number, so as you can see that. I think that's where Toriyama got the name, I think. And well, after this video, I'm gonna do like the names of the characters, like the weird stuff about their names. So yeah. And then there was a Buu saga. There was a guy named Majin Buu. He could turn people into chocolate. That's pretty awesome. And then there was these Batora earrings that made go. But then Vegeta had a son in the Cell saga named Trunks. Yeah, Trunks. And then they learned a technique called fusion. They were like ballerinas or something, but I don't know exactly how to show it now. If you watch that show, then you'll probably see the fusion. And then there was the Batorians that made who invented a fuse, and so yeah, made him fuse like almost for eternity, but malfunctioned. But then there was an evil Majin Buu. The original one had an evil part stuck in him. Then he became good, but then the evil part got out. And then the evil part became a kid, but he absorbed Piccolo, Goten, and Trunks fuse, so they were called Gotenks. And Gohan, well, his name was Mystic Gohan, or some people call him Ultimate Gohan because he got extra potential. Ooh, you should have seen his power level. I was impressed. A little bit. Okay, and then there was movies. One called the Ultimate Fusion, I think, and then one about the Super Android 13, and so yeah. And there were lots of movies. I have some. There was one called Broly the Legendary Saiyan, and Cooler Revenge, and Cooler Returns. Well, I only have Cooler Returns. But yeah, those movies. And Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan. Have you seen and there's a one called Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods and Dragon Ball Z Resurrection Net. I got this game, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenchi. Probably some. And these movies, well, it shows the movies in the back. It shows some movies in the back. Another game that's for Chinese has some different games, I think. The same one. And a new one called Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. Series. This one. So, yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay.